Hey guys, Laura here for Lawyering Outside the Lines. Welcome to June 16th, 2020. Yes, we are still in 2020, even though it has felt like 3 different years for us in a whole bunch of different ways. So today we are going to continue talking to you guys about tech tips. So it's Tech Tips June. We just made that up. But specifically today, we are going to be talking to you about phone-friendly law firms, not just for the benefit of your clients, but also for your own experience as well.
So why be phone friendly? And, it's really kind of one of those things where, again, we're in 2020. So we've got to be thinking about a lot of different things. And whether we like it or not, the future of consumer legal services will be defined by convenience and affordability. I think all of us at some point have heard those words thrown at us either by our attorneys or by our clients, and those are just, whether we like it or not, that's what we have to embrace. Price has always been and will always be one of the primary factors that clients consider when choosing an attorney. What has changed in the modern world is that there is a currency of convenience. Keep that in mind. More than ever, today's consumers will choose products and services based on convenience as opposed to just specifically the price, the dollar sign. Think about how much privacy that we're willing to sacrifice for convenience. If you're willing to trade your privacy for convenience, you may choose to invite Alexa into your home. I do not have Alexa in my home, but it does seem like every time I think of something, my smartphone tells me where to buy it. The convenience of having Alexa for a lot of people, to play music or tell you the weather or, set your grocery list or buy things from Amazon. It's the easy to use way that you can do pretty much anything is by asking a question and not having to use your hands at all. Convenience is really king in the modern, technologically enabled world.
I got distracted because you were talking about Alexa, and so I have a Fire TV, and yesterday I was trying to find something, and it could not understand my accent, I guess. So I was like yelling at it, and then it started playing some kind of random song, but I couldn't figure out where the song was, and it wouldn't stop playing it, and then I was trying to answer my phone, and so I was like, I don't want to turn it off. So because I'm fairly new to this TV, so I just yelled into the remote, stop playing music. But anyway, so that just made me laugh a little bit. But
I used to have an Echo in my living room, and it's in the kitchen now, but it's not plugged in at all. But it's every time the TV would play, and I called it Echo instead of Alexa. Mm-hmm. And every single time the TV would say something like somebody's name, like Eric or whatever, Echo would say, I don't understand. So I had to take it out.
Yeah, mine doesn't know what I'm saying at all. So then I'm trying to really enunciate up into the remote, and it's not working. But I just finally yelled because I was pushing all the buttons and I was going back and couldn't figure it out. But anyway, so we're here again as a reminder to teach you how much we know about technology. It was just in the moment. But for the forward-thinking lawyers here, there are many opportunities to compete, not just on skill and experience, but also on convenience to clients. So for lawyers, this is really a new way of thinking about your attorney-client relationship. And as many early adopter lawyers are actually finding, technology can make handling, the legal matter not only easier for clients, but it's also much easier really for the practitioner. So most lawyers don't spend time considering the firm's client experience, the user experience, designing that, whatever, beyond looking at case results and outcomes, because obviously that's important. But there are other meaningful metrics to pay attention to when it comes to measuring the value of the legal services that you are providing to your clients.
And I don't know, both Brooke and I are readers, and the book Blink was popular a few years back, and Malcolm Gladwell's book, Blink, offers us kind of insights into why we should start paying more attention to what our clients actually value instead of focusing on what we think they value. That's something that Brooke and I talk about a lot, is the assumptions that attorneys and law firms have about what their clients want without actually figuring out what they really want. So a good comparison for lawyers is in the book, he talks specifically about doctors. And he discusses research that examined lawsuit trends in the medical field to identify which type of doctors would be most susceptible to malpractice claims. So, it's very similar to us as a professional service, and we all know that we're susceptible to those types of claims from our clients as well. The expectation that many people had was that incompetent doctors would have more claims filed against them. But on the contrary, kind of like what we see a lot of times in the legal field, the data revealed that the patient's experience with the doctor was a much stronger predictor of malpractice claims. Patients who reported that they were rushed, ignored, treated poorly were far more likely to file a lawsuit regardless of the doctor's competence level. We see that a lot with our communication. Communication with your attorney is one of the biggest reasons that clients file malpractice claims or, contact somebody to talk about how bad their lawyer was. It's because of the lack of communication. And so, it really does translate from doctors to lawyers in that. And, Brooke's going to talk about a little bit more about kind of how that comparison really plays out.
Yeah, I love that. And I think it's really important to pay attention to because we're all people first. And so that really matters. But, there is a valuable lesson for lawyers here from that. Like doctors, lawyers are brought in to solve. Are you hearing my cat? Are you hearing my cat out there? Dolphin noises from kids and cats everywhere. Anyways, this is my life. So, like I was saying, like doctors, lawyers are brought in to actually solve difficult and sometimes impossible problems for our clients. We can't necessarily guarantee favorable outcomes, and there are also a lot of factors that are actually out of our control as lawyers. So, but we can do as lawyers is orchestrate a really amazing client experience that protects the clients from feeling rushed, ignored, or treated poorly. We always like to say that, as attorneys, we do this all the time, but for this client, at the time, it's the single most important thing going on in their life. So we have to treat it as such. And as Gladwell's discussion in Blink, it goes so far to suggest that a good patient, in our case, client experience, is what that client is going to value most. So one of the ways that we can dramatically improve that client experience in most firms is by finding ways to work with our clients, and specifically what we're talking about today, in a smartphone-friendly way and really meeting them where they are.
Yes, and it's one of those things where, yes, we know that there is a portion of the population that doesn't have smartphones for whatever reason, but how many times, do you see people walking down the street with their phones and, texting and all that kind of stuff? So it's just really something that we need to embrace. And it's, we kind of mentioned it earlier, but embracing technology and convenience, word convenient for the customer experience or the consumer experience, customer experience, client experience, is extremely valuable for the practitioner as well as the client, because it really leads to the attorney's well-being and satisfaction with the practice of law, because they're more streamlined, they have better access to communication, they're not having to be on the phone necessarily for long periods of time. So attorneys who embrace technology and smartphone-friendly tools, they become more mobile. We both like to travel. Brooke does work from her kids, baseball games and gymnastics practice and all that kind of stuff. It's, you're more mobile, you're more organized, and you're more valuable to your clients, which in turn makes you more profitable, efficient, and happier with your practice. So those are things that we kind of push all the time, that technology really leads to our lifestyle law firm and allows us to do what we want to do and also serve our clients. And we have said this before too, we have the happiest clients. We always get glowing praise, thank you to our clients, because they experience and they feel that we're in it with them. And a lot of it has to do with the technology that we use and the communication that we have with them. Lawyers can really service clients in a much less cumbersome way than we all learned in school, and we were probably all taught in our first jobs, that kind of thing. So, consumers are pushing the need to embrace the 21st century. Even though 2020 has put us back a little bit with certain things, they're really, pushing that need. And attorneys that are on the forefront of this movement are really benefiting from a previously untapped market by being simultaneously more accessible and spending fewer hours doing client work, either themselves or their staff, administrative tasks that can be handled by technology. It's really a win-win situation.
Absolutely. So, thank you guys for joining us today. June still has some Tuesdays left, couple maybe, I don't even know. So we'll be here still talking technology, legal tech, and all things tech. We'll be back here next Tuesday at 1 Eastern, noon Central, 11 Mountain, and 10 Pacific. As always, feel free to reach out, comment on the video if you have any questions for us, specifically about smartphones or technology in general. And we hope you guys have a really great week.